Hey everyone, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends. Happy 4th of July. Yeah, it's 4th of July. Happy holiday. Please keep in mind, this is not financial advice, just my opinion. What we're taking a look at is BTC. Good old Bitcoin. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at its chart here right now. Why? Because it's getting exciting. It is dumping. So we're going to go take a look at that. And here it is. So I was looking at this, just doing some charting stuff, like I kind of do. And it was just like taking a dump. So I thought I'd get on and talk about this stuff. The dump is pretty large. If we look at the volume here, let me scroll out. This is on the 5-minute. If we go out to, let's say, the 2-hour. And let me scroll on in here to the point of interest. There we go. All right. So yeah, it's taken a pretty big dump right there. I mean, it's not huge and tremendous like some of these, but it's fairly good size. And the thing is why this is an interesting part of a dump is because of where it's located at, and it, lo and behold, it looks like a good old BART. Looks like a good old BART, doesn't it? So here we go. Let me scroll this up so you guys can see. Let me get this line out. Well, let me look at this line. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So here was our high, about 14,000, right? And let me get rid of this thing. Okay. So here's our high of around 14,000. And if we take a point between the top here and the top here, just draw this line down between those 2 points. This is, I'm looking at here, bringing it out, bringing it down until it touches whammo bammo right there. So that's what we have. So this is the general trend that it looks like it's following. Let me go ahead and change this color here. Let me make it yellow. There we go. And I'll make it a little bit thicker. All right. So yeah, so that is kind of our general trend of what we're looking at. And yeah, it's just been going down, and whammo, it dumped and it formed this BART hit. But what it did is it's also right along here, kind of average, right? It's going along that line, so somewhat sideways. We did have a fall down here to the, well, about 9,700 point, and it came all the way back up. So right now it's at 11.2. All right, so I mean, it's not a catastrophic thing at all. Pretty much it's still right around in this real big, huge, choppy trading range. And what I was looking at here is that when I was marking this up, come on, thing, get out of there. What I was doing when I was marking this up using like Wyckoff stuff, yeah, we had the buying climax here. The preliminary supply was right here. Let me go ahead and make that a little dashed. There it is. And then at the bottom is that we have the, at the bottom it came down. That should have been like the automatic rally. Well, that might have been not the automatic rally. It could have been right here. That makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to change that to the automatic rally. So I have the two large, let me make that even thicker. So we have the two large, two thick lines right here as basically being our trading range, and then we have the automatic rally coming up here with a secondary test. So this point right here, test. This line right here, well, that's that can just go away. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so what do we have here if we're looking at Wyckoff stuff? Let me get rid of that too. We don't need this. Just cleaning up my chart here. There. Okay. I might as well kill this thing here too. All right, so what are we looking at? Let me go ahead and change this again. Okay, good. So what I like to do with this is bring it down to the bottom of the, right around here. This is the preliminary supply where it first shows its face coming into the market. It comes on in, and then it bounces usually up, and then from there it just goes down, does a rally, pops up. That's pretty much how things work. And so I like to draw little lines between that as a small trading range and targets, because as you can see, as I take this point and draw a parallel along, you can see that, hey, this is where the tops have been hitting, boom, boom, boom. And then we had a failed one right here. This one was also failed. Let me go ahead and scale that up a bit so you guys can see. put on my little thing. So we had a fail here. Whoa, that's like not very good. There. So we had a fail here and a fail here as a test. And right now, what we have is that it's going down, and it's right along this other line, right around in here. So I mean, things are still cool. It's doing its thing. It came up. It did a test up in this area of the preliminary support. It couldn't get up into that area, so that's looking pretty kind of weak right now. So overall, I would say that the general overall trend is kind of like this, guys. Okay, it's kind of like that. Oh, look, there's a little face. Got to draw little eyes on there. Okay, there we go. Excellent charting. Make sure that you copy those lines right. Just joking. It's 4th of July. Come on, got to have some cheer. So anyway, so yeah, if we look at this, yeah, that's pretty much the general overall trend. The trend is your friend, right? But if we keep in mind, let me scroll on out a bit again so we can see this. What we have is that we have actually a huge trading range here that we can actually expect it to bounce around. All right, that's what I'm expecting. And one cool thing is that it did come down here to this point, which was a was a check to see if there's any more people that are willing to sell in this area, and there weren't, which is really cool. And these are somewhat, I mean, they're moderate volumes here. Okay, they're not like really low volumes. This little green one, pretty low. But nothing like really super low. What I look for either the really high or the really low volumes. Those are indicators to me. They're doing some testing here, dumped it. Okay, they're still testing. A lot of sellers and stuff like that. It came up, yeah, people taking profits. Okay, so it's up here bouncing around in this range here. Unfortunately, it's down in the lower levels instead of the upper levels. I would like to see it above this lower dotted line here doing its testing. And so for me, it's a little bit weaker than it could be. I like to see it in the upper third when it bounces around and does its test, especially right around after this low test here, this lower test. I'd expected to see it come up here, but it just like took another dump. So, oh well, that happens. Let me get rid of this little funky, I don't know what that is, reptilian face. I don't know, looks like some type of lizard. Wouldn't doubt if lizards are in this market. Okay, so there we go. So is this a catastrophe? No, it's not a catastrophe. We're at like 11 2, 11 right now. Not a big deal. Let's go over here. This is on the 2 hour. Let's go to the 15 minute. Let me mess with the scaling here again. Okay, good. So there we can go. There's on the 15 minute. Yeah. So we're not quite hitting here, and then yeah, we have a bounce. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, we see what this little candle does. If it comes back up, this could be nothing more than like a stop hunt, which would be kind of cool, because what happens is it looks for, when people are putting their orders and stuff in there, they put stop hunts at levels below, right, whatever their risk is. And so what happens is that the market makers and stuff want liquidity so they can get coins. So they do a sale, they clear out all these orders here, and they pick up the coins. It's just how they create liquidity in the market. It's just one of those things. That's how they operate. Nothing to panic about if you have if you got liquidated there. Oh well, you know. So I guess you got forced to take profits. Hopefully they were profits, right? But nevertheless, so what we can look to see is this starts to come up and it comes back up to this previous level, whereas trading, then yeah, just the normal stop hunt, okay? And if that's the case, then that is actually a bullish sign, because what happens is that, yay, what it'll do is it'll come up here in this range, and then it will go down further, and it will do checks to see if whether or not that they have the supply. If they have the supply, where that means where, you know, they have the supply. How can I explain that? What they do is that they check and see if they have a real small test, very low volume test, and if it goes down, they take it down. They have a small test of a buy, and let's say let's say, okay, we have the volume here on this one. It's about like the volume on this one right now is about like that high. You see that right here, and it just turned red. And then that corresponded to a little candle like that. So what we're looking for is something with a volume of about half that with a greater green candle. That was supposed to be straight there, guys. Yeah, with a greater green candle like that. And so we'll see. And when they get something like that, because that means that there's a difference in the result, so you'll get a greater result versus the effort that's put in, that's an indication that they have the supply. And at least they have the supply in this area, in this trading range here, which means that, hey, lo and behold, there's nothing left to get here, so let's bump it up higher. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Yeah, you can say the trend is your friend, but we are having some actually bullish news coming out as far as like the Federal Reserve not increasing interest rates. Well, that sounds great, but what happens with that is that the people that have the money are looking to get interest, right? They want the higher interest rates. So what happens is that you have a flow of capital from one market to the other market, and it's traditionally between stocks and bonds depending on the interest rates. And so now we have another investment vehicle, another market, a migration path to Bitcoin. So yeah, so that's what we could look to see. So people might say, oh, there's a huge dump and it's going down and this and that, like that. It's going, you know, it's a pretty big dump. It's just a Bart head, right? Good old Bart head. But that to me looks like it's fighting to become a stop hunt. So we'll see. So yeah, it could come right back up here in this area. That soon? Probably not, actually. It might just bump around in here for a bit and then come up, you know, so we'll see. But I'm not expecting this thing to drop down. That's for sure. Keep in mind that it's a holiday here in the U.S. It's 4th of July. Nobody's really watching the charts, that type of stuff. Some people are, but you know, not too much. But eventually along the road, what I'm looking for is for it to come up, break into this area, do the sideways stuff, and then do some tests up in here again on close to the 14 range. So we'll see what happens. What do you guys think that Bitcoin is doing? How do you like it? All that good stuff. Yeah, let me know. So that was just a quick update here on Bitcoin because I saw that that little dump, and it was pretty good size sales here for relatively for the relative time frames. It was a pretty good sell there all at once. Wham! If we go out and take this on the 15-minute, if we go into the 1 minute, scroll in on this bad boy, you can say that yeah, it just happened in 1, 2, 3 minutes. So actually 2 minutes is where it dumped. So yeah, it's not like everybody's dumping. That's like an institutional or whale. That's what's going on. So yeah, no big deal. It's doing a little bit of consolidation here. Real super duper low volume. This is on the 1 minute, guys. Real super low volume. It's going sideways here, so it could looks like it be yeah, we're having decreasing amplitude, height in the bars, and yeah, decreased price spread, decreased hardly any volatility here. And you can tell that because yeah, for the height, you're looking at something like that. Okay, the height is decreasing and the volatility is where you look at the close. The closer they get, where you can draw a straight line right between the closes is what we look at, not the actual bars themselves, but the closes. Those are those little dashes, and we can see right up here it's really flat, and then so there was nothing going on here. So hey, they said okay, boom, let's bump it down a bit. Standard stuff. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. So yeah, there we go. All right, so what else is interesting? Let's go look at VET. Always have to look at Vechain. We'll look at it versus USDT. Why not? There it goes. Okay, so pretty much everything took the dump, but notice this one's recovering quite a bit. This is on the 1 minute still, guys, because this just happened. And yeah, so that's interesting. That's recovering quickly, far more quicker than Bitcoin is. So that's really cool. What is this thing doing? Oh, it's going up. Yay. All right, good for VET. If you haven't done research on Vechain, which is VET, highly suggest you do. These guys have they just announced their Walmart partnership, right? And if we take a look at that, if we go over to vforge.com, go to the vforge Explorer, Look at the transactions that they have. 1 million clauses, guys. Tremendous. It's a record, right? It is a record. Last highest was 900, almost 20,000. And today, 1 million. So it's 1 million plus because it doesn't quite break it down. You know, it truncates the number up here. So yeah, it's 1 million and change. So that is very interesting. And keep in mind that this is some companies that are on board that are doing their transactions. The majority of it though is from Walmart China. Keep in mind that Walmart China only has 23 products in production right now, actually creating the transactions, with 100 more in the pipeline going to come. So we could possibly look at a 4 to 5x in the amount of transactions that are occurring on Vechain just from Walmart China, if not more. So that would bump that thing up to what? 4.5, 5 million transactions. And these are real transactions. These are paid for. They're not free. The companies are paying to store their data on the blockchain, on Vechain's blockchain. Right. So they can do business, to give value to their customers. So when a customer goes and scans a QR code, it brings up the information. This is valuable to a customer in China because of the food safety issues that they have there. Quite unfortunate, but Vechain is helping to solve that problem. Interesting stuff. So yay, Vechain. Congratulations. Big day. That is definitely for sure. And yeah, it's recovering nicely. So here we go. So that's about it. This is just a quick update. I haven't done a video in a while. I've been like super duper uber busy doing like life stuff and, you know, things like that. And it's a holiday here, so I had a few minutes, thought I'd do a quick update. Please like, subscribe, get notified. Go over see if anybody's on the chat. Say hi real quick and bail. So hey Leonard, how's it going? Thanks for watching, appreciate it. Hey Dances, how's it going? What's up? John Philip II. Definitely lizards in the market. Yep, you got it. There are lizards in the market. The market's controlled by the Anunnaki and reptilians, right? Without a doubt. We know this. There's not even a discussion about it. Oh, it says, look at what they did to poker. Is that why all the top poker players wear sunglasses so you can't see the reptilian eyes? Who knows? Conspiracy theory, right? Hey, Robert Heath. Yeah, happy 4th from the Cali Coast. Right on. I was in Monterey just the other day, so having fun kicking around there in Carmel and Monterey. Big Sur. If you guys haven't been to Big Sur, oh, definitely go. Go down to the state park, Big Sur State Park. Walk around some redwoods and stuff like that. Great place. Coast is right there. Oh, let's see what else you're saying there. With Vechain's Walmart partnership, I finally achieved Hold on, let me read this. I finally achieved. Oh, okay, I get it. I finally achieved crypto legitimacy with my wife. Excellent. That is. You should put that on Facebook or wherever you can to help give hope to the other crypto enthusiasts out there. Perhaps you could put some advice down on how you got her on board. You know, because I'm sure there's a lot of people where the wives are going, oh, what are you doing? The guys are saying, oh, just, you know, working on something. Don't even know they're in crypto. I could just see it. Anyway, well, that's good. Glad for you. Hey, William, how's it going? Yeah, happy 4th. Yeah, happy 4th, everyone. Anyway, have a great holiday, all that good stuff. Let's go back, take a look at BTC, see if it's dumped more. Looking at USD, this is on Bitfinex. What is it doing? Oh, okay, so it's consolidating, but it's consolidating fairly flat. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not a huge dump. Also, keep in mind that 100 million Tether were printed. Okay, so that usually takes 2 to 3 days for it to hit. That's the average time frame that I've noticed for it to actually take an effect. So keep in mind that is on the way, perhaps. We'll see. Have a great one, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified. Be safe with your fireworks out there. Have a great night. Bye.